25 years, Three Rivers Community College has been actively involved in training the skilled workforce to fill the manufacturing pipeline for electric boat and other manufacturers. This began with a federal Department of Labor $6 million grant, working in collaboration with the Eastern Connecticut Workforce Investment Board, EWIB. In the spring and fall of 2016, we started holding classes at Grosso Tech in outside machinist, welding, and design engineering because Three Rivers didn't have the facilities available on the Norwich campus. Using the space at Grosso Tech has allowed us to train hundreds of prospective employees. This fall, we added classes including Intro to Machine Operator, the electromechanical maintenance, which are offered for the first time. Our machine pipeline graduates have a 95% placement rate in the manufacturing field, whether being employed at one of the small manufacturers in Eastern Connecticut or working for EB. Of the 80% of the students who go to work at EB, the retention rate is 50% higher than those they typically employ who have no training. We have over 35 specialized instructors on staff that not only have the skill set to teach a class in their specialty, but they have the work experience as well. 2 years ago, when we examined options to expand manufacturing courses at the Three Rivers campus, it was determined that the cost to convert space was too prohibitive. The timeliness of the construction of Grosso Tech and the Memorandum of Understanding for Three Rivers to use this facility creates a win-win training for skilled workers for positions in manufacturing, whether that be for small businesses or EB. And at the same time, this becomes a place to inspire high school students to consider an employable future in manufacturing. This collaborative partnership would not have been possible without the assistance of many people. I personally want to thank Principal Patricia Feeney for her spirit of collaboration so that Three Rivers could offer classes at the school. To Brett Jacobson, where are you, Brett?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Who directs the program and served as Three Rivers point person during the construction and the equipping of space. Brett has done an outstanding job as witnessed by all of the equipment that is here in terms of the setup and the ordering. I also want to thank Keith Epstein from the system office and Yolanda Hasia, because both of these two people have been incredibly supportive, helpful, understanding in making this happen for us. Both of them work at the Connecticut State Colleges and University System Office in Hartford. To Chris Jewell and the members of EMA, Eastern Advanced Manufacturing Association, you've been there as our supporters, as our cheerleaders, and we appreciate all that you've done for us. To John Beauregard at the Eastern Connecticut Workforce Investment Board, EWIB, what a fantastic partnership we've had with you. What a pleasure it is to work with you and your staff. And I also want to thank the many fine partners at Electric Boat who work cooperatively with our instructors to provide the timely delivery of courses to respond to their hiring needs. And finally, I am indebted to the amazing team at Three Rivers who have worked to make this dream a manufacturing apprenticeship center a reality. Again, to Brett Jacobson, to Jim Kelly, who worked with Brett on getting the equipment, to Aaron Sullivan, Mark Beschlagai, Taylor Vendetto, Gail O'Neill, and the many other people who I probably, if I forget their names, I want them to know that I am indebted to you for all that you have done behind the scenes to make this day possible. We really are an amazing team who work well together. I want to express my deep gratitude for making this construction and partnership a reality, to the people at Grosso Tech, to all of the instructors who work with Brett. I believe the relationships can only get stronger, and Three Rivers having an on-site satellite campus will also encourage more students to pursue entry-level manufacturing pipeline training that will expose them to post-secondary education and put them on a career path with steady employment and increased earnings. And my hope and my dream is that this model of education national dissemination model that is replicated across the country. This is the future of education. It's all about partnerships. And if we can create workable, successful partnerships, we can lift this whole country and we can become an economic driver in the areas in which we work and live. Thank you all for listening. Now it's my pleasure to introduce President Margo Jakian, President of the Connecticut State College and Universities.
Thank you, Mary Ellen, and thank you for you and your team for your incredible leadership in this area. You thanked many, many people in the audience, and I'm not going to repeat what you said, but just like the Academy Awards, when you name everybody, you forget somebody. So if somebody was forgotten, please don't take it personally, but especially I want to thank the members of the General Assembly that are here today. Their leadership and their support, especially through the appropriations process, thank you, Senator Austin, has been critical. Senator Formica has been critical as we move facilities like this forward. The partnership with Grasso Tech is incredible. So thank you for opening your doors to us. The support of the foundation, Chris, thank you for everything you've done, John. Everybody in this room has been part of this amazing opportunity, this amazing, what I like to view as a model that, as Mary Ellen said, we can replicate everywhere we go. What I particularly like about this is the flexibility this affords us as a state, as a region, and as employers and education advocates. We should be about being flexible and adapting our programs and our specifications to meet the needs of the business community. There's a reason that Governor Lamont has asked us to be part of his workforce effort and on his workforce council, because he recognizes the importance of our colleges and universities to the future of the state of Connecticut and to the future workforce needs that are currently projected 10 and 15 years down the road. The other thing I really like about this is its connection with the high schools. It's the connection with the high schools, and even going further, the connections it can have with the junior high schools and below. You know, there's a model that we have seen in Derby between Derby High School and Housatonic Community College through the College Connections program, which we would like to expand everywhere in the state of Connecticut if we are able to reauthorize the College Connection funding source. We'll be back to talk to all of you in the front row during the session. But it's critical because it provides high school students with opportunities to learn about manufacturing, to understand what their potential could be by giving them college courses while they're in high school, and then allowing them to either go right to work, to go on and get an associate's degree, go on and get a bachelor's degree, and maybe become an engineer one day. It's about access and opportunity for all of the residents that we serve. And this will be a linchpin for the eastern part, I believe, eastern part of the state of Connecticut. You know, I often talk to my friend Congressman Courtney, and I call him my friend because I went to high school with him. I know he looks much older. Joe, we're on the radio, so I always joke about that. But he understands more than most what we need to do in this part of the state to create jobs, to retain jobs, and to provide opportunities for the folks that live in eastern Connecticut. So I could not be happier than to be here this afternoon. I always forget to thank my team. I'm not going to do that today. Keith, Yolanda, thank you. Without them, nothing would get done. So thank you for all of your hard work on behalf of not only the system, but of this incredible project. So once again, great job here, and I believe this could be a national model. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Now I'd like to ask Patricia Feeney, Principal of Grasso Tech, if she can come up and say a few words.
Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to our beautiful new school. We just opened up at the end of August, and we actually moved in a week ahead of the students and the teachers. And we're just so proud about this brand new building, and every day we walk around and I'm just amazed. First of all, the old building, which is over there, had no windows, no light. And if you were lucky to have a window, it didn't open up, and it was just, things were falling apart, and so we were just so fortunate to be in this building. And as far as this program, we're so happy to have this program here with us at this point. All of this began with simple conversations about 6-7 years ago, and we met and we started getting involved with the Eastern Workforce Investment Board. We were talking to Electric Boat and Three Rivers, and all this came together over time, and we're very proud of what we were able to do, providing the space for the Three Rivers programs. We've had the welding program here, outside machinist, design, and now we have the manufacturing piece. So we're very happy and very appreciative of the efforts. This is a wonderful opportunity for our students once they leave us, if they're not decided in the particular trade that they're in right now. We offer 11 trades, and sometimes when students graduate, they are looking for something else. So this is an opportunity right in their backyard. So we've had a wonderful relationship, I would say excellent relationship with Brett and everyone from Three Rivers. They're excellent neighbors, partners, and we wish to continue that strong relationship. I would also like to thank John Murphy, our former consultant with our school district, and Don Kincasia, my assistant, in helping with this endeavor as well. So once again, welcome everybody to our school. We're happy to have you here, and we look forward to working with you with the manufacturing program. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Mr. Christopher Jewell, President of EMA, to step forward to give us a few remarks, and he also is Vice President of the Three Rivers Foundation.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is pretty exciting stuff, so I have to apologize in advance. This is my, those of you who know me know I tend to talk a lot, and this is my 4 o'clock voice, not my 9 a.m. voice. If this had been a 9 a.m. meeting, it'd be much more projecting and better. Needless to say, I was on a plane a week ago, so you can understand what's transpired since then. I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to see this space. A little over 4 years ago, John Murphy, who's here in the audience somewhere, gave me, there he gets the door back here. Since you retired, you get the doorman job, huh? So John, 4 years ago, wanted me to see the space at the old Grasso Tech where they wanted to put the manufacturing center in. And he took me into this room, which again had no windows, was kind of, I'm not gonna say very dark and dingy, but pretty close. And it had a bunch of welding machines in the corner, and he said, so this is where we're gonna do our new manufacturing center. And I said, oh, okay. I said, I kind of can see it. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, this is good. Because once they come here for training, and they come to my shop, they're gonna think it's the Taj Mahal. So this is gonna be great. So today I come into here, and I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking, oh boy, when they come to my shop, they're gonna think, what the heck am I going? I'm going backwards, not forwards. This is quite the facility. So great job done by everyone. All of us at EMA are super excited about this program, about solving our workforce development issues. This is a huge step in the right direction. But as time goes on, we're going to need to multiply this. We're going to have to do this more and larger to scale up to the needs that we have in the region. So, again, I'm involved on Three Rivers Foundation Board, who obviously is part of this process in Three Rivers. I'm the chairman of EWIB, who is part of the process. I'm involved in EMA. And I've seen this whole process come together from start to finish. And I'll tell you, it is truly a collaboration amongst everyone. We're all like family. Albeit dysfunctional at times, we definitely are a family, and I don't think I can take credit to say I'm the proud parent of this result, because I think that strictly goes to Grasso Tech and Three Rivers and EWIB, but I'd like to think that I'm a proud grandparent of what's happened here, and we've got great results at our company as a result of this program, and we're super happy to be part of it, and it's glad to see this turnout to celebrate such a great day.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask John Beauregard, President of EWIP, if he'll come up and say a few words, and also want to say thank you to John for the wonderful partnership we have with EWIP.
Well, first of all, you're very welcome, Mary Ellen. I think like many people, when you walked into the building today, there was one word that came to mind, and for me, it was vision. Because as Pat said earlier, we've been thinking about this and working on it for something like 7 years. I've been sort of living vicariously through Mark Weschleguy, and he and I talk strategy all the time, and Brett and John Murphy, and again, as Mark always said, I'm sure I will forget a few, so I'm going to stop there. But the thing that's really interesting about this center is when you look at all of the numbers that went into shaping that vision, 7 years worth of information gathering, and it's funny, when I left my office, I looked down at a sheet of paper, we call it an infographic. It's a one-page sheet of all of the numbers that Three Rivers had put together in terms of how many students they've trained in the last 3 years alone. And I thought about bringing that down, but the only thing that stopped me from bringing that, because I thought that would give you a good perspective on just how long this vision has been being put together, is the fact that this is not about numbers at all. Think about it, this is about people's lives. Every one of those 700 people that went through programs, that came out of programs exactly like this, are now working in a solid manufacturing job, have an improved quality of life, and have a career trajectory that they didn't have before. And I think that career trajectory is really an important point, because it brings me to my second issue that I think is important to realize when we look at this manufacturing center, and that is it opens a whole new range of opportunities, not only for the college, but for employers. And I think Chris would be the first to admit that the first line of customers, beyond what we're doing already with new customized training workers going into the pipeline, and there will be thousands, is the employers coming to the college and saying, look, we want to train some of our current workers, because the bottom line is, even though we do a lot of customized training here to enter people into the field of manufacturing, we are very clear, it's not intended to be a vaccine for the rest of your working life. In fact, far from it. And you are going to get involved in lifelong learning. What's that? Gandhi has that quote, right? Live like you're going to die tomorrow, but learn like you're going to live forever. That kind of lifelong learning is really what I think this center is going to be about. So, I don't think I can thank the college and all of the partners who put this together quite enough. This is going to be a center that makes an incredible impact. When you combine the three things we talked about, workers, employers getting more productive, it adds up to a strong economy. And that's what we all want, a better quality of life for everybody in Eastern Connecticut. Thank you for taking the time, and we are very proud of Three Rivers. Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Our last speaker today is Brett Jacobson. Brett, would you come forward?
Question. Yeah, it's tough to follow those two. I mean, I'm not really used to talking in front of a lot of the crowd. So I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Everybody's got the thank yous, but I got to give a shout out to the people that really make a difference in this program. Because although Keith and Yolanda have already been mentioned a lot of times, truly it would not happen without money. Our purchasing people at Three Rivers, I can tell you that you guys have like busted the ceiling out on the way we spend our money here, all legally and legit, of course, but make it streamlined so that we don't have to wait for stuff. Makes a big difference. Because I see people right around me in the school system just crippled by not getting things on time, and I'm sure you have business owners know that as well. So being able to purchase things quickly and efficiently makes a big difference for the success of this so far. Also, Tony and Lori up at HR, and we've got a kind of a unique system here. So we employ a lot of people. I've got over 36 part-time instructors working for me right now in various programs that come through here, and that's a lot of load on the contracts to manage all of that. So keeping us on the straight and narrow for the legal portion of it, I guess you'd say, really helps out a lot. So I really appreciate Tony and Lori. And to keep things going here, I want to give a shout out to the Grosso Tech students that are walking around among us for the food that made it here. And finally, really want to say thank you to you guys, the employers, for having the the courage or the guts, or just jumping off the cliff and coming to see us and letting us help train your future workforce. We enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the challenge to try to satisfy what your needs are and model our curriculum and our programs around what exactly you need. So thanks for coming and seeing what we can do for you, and we love providing hopefully a really good student or graduate for your future workforce. So we will look forward to doing that some more around in this new shop, the weld shop, the design shop, and for whatever else shop we need to use with Ms. Feeney's permission, of course. So,
Could you explain to everybody what this is, because not everybody I think understands.
well, this is exactly what a hull of the submarine looks like, so please don't take any pictures of it. No, actually, it's just a mock-up. We've modeled this after somewhat of a shape of a sub, but we've incorporated a lot of unique components, although it looks very basic, into it so that we can first train the students on best benchtop exercises, and then put them in out of position, low lighted areas, put a couple of interferences in front of them, and challenge them in a little more real life situations rather than just in a well lit area. So we've got a class started. We opened here October 14th. We've already got a class going on, and we've already incorporated this as some of their exercises to challenge them in a little different way. And I would like to say that it was made in the great state of Minnesota. My great state of Minnesota.
How is Jules too busy?
Yeah. Somebody has you a little bit more busy than that.
That's right.
So that's where the sub came from, sub mock-up.
Thanks very much. So we are going to have a ribbon cutting, so I'd like to ask those to come up to cut the ribbon. And after we cut the ribbon, there are tours in the building. So we've got some tour guides that are available. So if you have not been in Grosso Tech before, please join the tour. This building is really phenomenal, and it's really a treat. And ask anyone here about machinery if you don't know what it does or you'd like to know more about it. So, Brett?
Yes.
Hopefully
And specifically for the employers that are interested in welding, we do have a welding class going on. They're in week 6 of a 10-week program. So we encourage you to follow after the tour afterwards. We'll end up at the weld shop, and at 5 o'clock they're going to be breaking for chow. They've got some pizzas coming in, so we can have just like a little open networking time if you're interested in talking to them, seeing what their experiences are so far, and we can go from there.